Well, what's the crack, everybody? How are you getting on? Tom O'Mahony here, your host of Buckshot. You're all very welcome to episode 123. By Jesus, we're ticking along nicely, aren't we? 1, 2, 3. There we go. Thank you very much. It is Sunday, the 18th. I was supposed to have this out yesterday, but got caught up in stuff. Just got busy. Just fucking rehearsing. You know yourself. I've been talking about it enough at this stage. Caveman. Tickets are on sale all over the country. The show notes will have the link to where to go. So find a theatre near you and come see me. Kicking off the 27th of October. 27th of September even. Jesus Christ, Tom, get your shit together. Today is the 18th of August 2019. I'm banging this out nice and early. Of course, it'll go out to the Patreons ever so slightly earlier because Patreon people pay for that privilege. If you'd like to be a Patreon, feel free. It's in the show notes as well. Click on through. It's a piece of piss to sign up. It helps the show. Throw in a few quid at it. Everything needs a few bob, like hosting fees, actually fucking making the show justifiable over other work, essentially. So, if you feel like throwing a couple of old dollars at the podcast, go through Patreon. Or you can buy stuff off the T Republic shop. The Patreon is more direct, you know what I mean? If you want to buy some cool gear, there's some nice gear there with the logos and all the rest of it on it. You're more than welcome. Today is a very exciting day in that Tipperary play Kilkenny on the All-Ireland final. By Jesus Christ. Very exciting. And I'm barbecuing a leg of lamb to celebrate. I can't guarantee that the lamb is from Tipperary, but it's from down that neck of the woods somewhere. Oh, Jesus. Right, that's everything. I'm getting it out of the way. Like I said, I've no real stand-up gigs to tell you about until later in the year, till festivals and all the rest of it kick off, like the Vodafone and stuff. But mostly it's all going to be Caveman. Caveman dates, these fucking Defending the Caveman is the name of the show. I've talked my cheeks off as a result of the fucking thing. I was on radio on Friday and everything. Must be fucking had to say it about 75 times, but that's what you have to do. You gotta do it. You gotta keep saying it. So come along, come see the show. Anyway, moving on to today's guest. We've been talking about it for ages. We've gigged together all the fucking time, and we just never got to sit down. We sat down in his lovely home, ate a load of biscuits and whatnot, and drank tea. It was a lovely, lovely chat. Back on the fucking saddle again. Lovely chat. Patrick Patser Murray. Like, he plays it down an awful lot, like, but like, as you'll hear through the podcast, they're a family of achievers. You know what I mean? They're all achievers. Like, but he's like, yeah. They're ridiculous, like. But he's a really good stand-up. He is an actor. He's been in Love Hate. He's been in a bunch of other stuff, and he's also an All-Ireland winning boxer as well. On top of that, and still trains fellas boxing on the side. You just have to love how he nonchalantly plays away with all these things. You're like, yeah, okay, all right. That's actually a pretty tasty back catalogue you have there, Patser. He's one of the nicest fellas you'll ever meet. It comes across in the podcast too. You'll get it. Again, another one that could have gone on for ages, but I like to leave a bit of meat on the bone so we can go back and do another one. So for now, chill out and enjoy the very brilliant Patser Murray. Patser Patrick Murray.
Yeah, that's it.
We're live. Buckshot. What's the crack? How are you getting on?
All right.
It's a lovely house. You've done lovely. Fair play to you.
That's me missus. She made me do all this stuff. I did the floors, so that's my handiwork.
Good on you. They're all still there. I was able to walk on it now.
Just about, yeah. Well, it's kind of covered in, you know, the bits that.
Oh, yeah. I know exactly. Yeah,
that's all just fucking stuff banged over.
You get that extra thick skirting board.
I did need at my age, I'm ashamed to say, I did need a hand off me outfit, but it was just because he had some tools in the shed. So.
But the amount of fellas that just wouldn't even have the old lad to do it because the old lad wouldn't know how to do it either. It's just get a man. Get a man in.
Get a man. Oh, do you know what I hate about when women say that? Get the man.
Yeah.
Get the man. I was like if we're making love and you're not doing it properly, I wonder when you say get the man. And then there's a fella knocking on. I'm here to service your wife. Fuck off.
I was wondering why your missus was ringing me the other night.
Yeah.
Get the man.
I know I had mates as well. I did a bit of the toiling, but it was mainly me mate's brother who did the toils outside. So they're nice. They're still there. That's actually Is that 2 years now ago? Jesus.
I don't know, you're asking me.
I can't remember. I fucking can't remember.
I have no grasp of time.
Yeah.
Herself says to me today, she says, do you know, she says, we started going out 8 years ago today.
Oh.
I'm like, but we've been married 2 years. What? Why is that a date? Am I supposed to know that date? She goes, no, that date is gone now. I was like, oh, thank fuck. Thank fuck. It's like, why can we not dump these dates? How do you retain that date?
They have it in their head. Do you know, your man used to say something, didn't he? Do you remember that comedian? I don't know if you remember that comedian from years ago. He died then, an American comedian, Patrice O'Neill.
Yeah.
And he used to say, I used to remember hearing him on YouTube or something, he'd say, the man, you know, she be going out with you 3 years, but you're going out with her a year and a half.
It's the truth. It's the truth. He played City Limits, you know that?
Did he? Yeah, obviously Brian did tell me about that. Yeah.
I was blown away when I saw him on the 25-year anniversary poster, and
yeah, because I was just like, I didn't know he was here. I didn't even know he came to Ireland.
Well, I suppose it could have been for some festival or whatever. I suppose, cause back in the day, like when I started doing comedy first, up the road from City Limits, there was a place called the Crack House.
Oh, I remember.
But on a Saturday night, like City Limits, there'd be a queue round the corner. Like,
yeah,
you know what I mean.
Yeah.
It was unbelievable. So he was getting who he wanted, and there was a proper circuit on the go, mid 2000s.
Yeah,
there was a circuit of you do the Empire in Belfast, you do Roisin, and then you do but there was a couple of more. Like there was.
I remember there was when I started. Well, what you started? What's 2010, 2009, 2010?
2010.
About 2010 as well. I kind of didn't start. I kind of did a few, did some gigs, and then I put on some gigs, and then I started doing some gigs, and it was kind of like but it was always everything was you always had your stuff ready.
Yeah.
I don't know. I wouldn't criticize anybody coming up, but I just find that some of the lads or women or whoever's doing comedy now, they sort of do. They're just arriving at sure. They have that kind of thing.
I think it's I can only imagine it isn't arrogance. I can't.
No,
I
don't think it's arrogance. I think it's another way of being. Maybe it's.
I think like there's an element of like they're probably thinking that's what I need to be doing if I need to be seen as being a pro. You know what I mean, or whatever.
Yeah.
Like, but there's no harm. Like you can scale. Like if you're in Galway, you know you bang out some stuff about the West. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like not so much in Dublin because you're going to get a multicultural audience. Unless you're doing a regional place like we were out in, was it Swords we're out in?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know, unless you do something like, or Cork, but even still you get there's sometimes, it's like, because I've been asked that a few times, like, is it okay to have stuff prepared? And going, yeah, and but have your brain. You'll develop your double brain where
double brain,
where you'll have one brain running ahead to see what's fucking coming.
Yeah,
and if it's all grand, that brain is talking back to the other brain, going, "It's grand, bring on the material."
Yeah,
but there's times like when fucking crazy fucking Teresa will start shouting and roaring, and now you have to deal with that situation. Like so, you know.
But there's always. I find sometimes where you got like there's someone doing 10 minutes how to deal with that. Do they have to deal with that in a big? Maybe they do. Look, I'm not an expert. I don't know. I'm only as but sometimes in big shows, you get the open spot on, and there's like the MCs after haranguing whoever they had to deal with. The first act was able to deal with them. If you're just doing a few minutes, just bang it out, man. Just don't worry about the hecklers. Do your material, stick to it. And that's the way I thought when I was starting.
Yeah, well, I'm talking worst case scenario. 99 times out of 100, they'll never have that to deal with. Like not in a 10-minute spot. They're going, this is
probably that's
especially
true.
This is the open spot, and like you know, and like and people are kind, so you know, typically they'll have, but like have it prepared, cut out all the ums and ahs, rip through it like a machine.
That's what I'm trying to say.
Rip through it like a fucking machine, like because nobody wants to think.
Nobody. The ums and ahs, I'm kind of saying that sometimes people, because if I'm doing ums and ahs, I'll criticise myself. I go, I shouldn't have did that ums and ahs at what you're talking about.
Yeah.
But I see young other fellas coming up and they're like, they do a bit and it gets a laugh and they're like, that didn't get as much as a laugh as it did last week. Don't worry about it.
Yeah.
Your next joke.
Foot to the floor,
Like, because sometimes is...
Doing this play at the minute, like, your man as the director has done a bunch of one-person plays for people, and he's done his own, like, as well. But he said, we looked at some footage of it being done in America, and it just looks so like that, so like stand-up-y style in a very lazy fashion, and maybe that's what it called for at the time, being done in Vegas or whatever. But as Irish audiences, they want to fucking drill me with it. But he said it's not to speak. What it is people. You need people to believe that they need to look at you and go, I couldn't do that.
Yeah.
Because if you're looking at a guy who's just going, who looks like it's all at, So I was, people are getting unimpressed because it looks like, I could fucking do that.
Yeah.
Do you know? So the value of what they paid in isn't worth the same as if you come out and go, here you go, up your fucking pipe. You know what I mean? I'm after leaving my tea inside.
Okay, grab it.
Fucking hell! One second.
Do you want another fresh one?
Not at all. 1 second. Talk away amongst yourself, lads.
Oh, hello. Oh, I'm Tom here. Fucking hell, it's mad, isn't it? God, he's just called to catch his tea.
You're some bollocks. What sort of a fucking...
I don't know. I
weird,
tried...
Was that your best weird...
I don't. I can't do your accent, so I just admit that right now. I've no idea how to do your accent.
I'm just going to make sure that's tight enough there. There we go. Yeah. Now we're in fucking business. How professional is this? Tea in the middle.
This is Come to Your House podcast.
But you know what? That's what people want from, I think, it's certainly the people that contact me listening to the podcast. They're going, no, keep up exactly what you're fucking doing, because people, it's a more intimate thing than radio. So you don't want, radio is a bit like going and listen to a lecture, a small bit, because it's all conforming. Yeah. It's all in time constraints. There's direct, like there's because there's people outside getting paid outside the window to go, we must talk about this roll job. Here we could just talk about fucking fluting about, like, and that's what it's a completely different thing to radio. Yeah, it's all it is it's eaten into radio because people only have a certain amount of time, like, you know what I mean? Yeah.
But it is like you can listen, like, even if you listen to half an hour of a podcast, it can be like much. You can find yourself. The only thing with podcasts is you can find yourself pausing a podcast and go, do you know what I think?
Yeah. There is,
You kind of want, well, here's what I think about that. And you think to yourself. So everybody wants to get involved, but they are good for. I find myself, I'd be listening to them sometimes, and if you fall asleep, you'd be still listening to it. Yeah. Even if you're falling, and you be hearing what's being said, and you'd half wake up, half asleep. No. Charles, I didn't know that about the Night of Americans, because it might be some mad podcast. But
that's the thing, like, you can kind of sail in and sail out, because it's kind of like eavesdropping in a pub, like, that's all it is, really, like, you know what I mean? So exactly, and at least you spend, it's not 5-10 minutes with somebody like it is on the radio too. You're spending an hour at least with somebody, like, you know.
I would have no, like, I did 1 or 2 podcasts. I did one recently, and your mum sound very good, and it came out well and all, but I remember I was jet lagged. And I got off the plane, and I felt like I listened to a bit of it, and I was going, "Jeez, I sound very cranky."
You cranky?
Yeah, I sounded very cranky.
You're one of the nicest, most placid blokes I know.
I sounded real cranky. I was like, "Oh, you know what? I'm sick of this shit." And I was just giving out about everything. I was going, do you know, I'm so sick of it. And then I was going, I shouldn't really be saying that. That's not. But, you know, your mum was like, no, it was grand. It was all right. You weren't that bad. But I just felt like...
Well, everybody's always self-critical after doing a podcast, because a full hour goes by and they're like, shit, I said a lot during that now. Did I sound like a total prick there, did I?
Yeah. I find it hard. Do you find it okay to listen to your voice and stuff?
I've gotten used to it. I hate the sound of my own voice. Yeah. But in the same way, like, I hate the pissings of rain, but you'll put up with it. Like, you know what I mean?
I find it... I don't know if it's comedians... It's weird with comedians, because comedians, and I've spoken to, like, I find this with comedians, and I find it with myself, is we are, like, we grew up on the stage and we'll do anything to get a laugh, but if we looked back at ourselves, we go, oh, Jesus, we do that a lot, and we sound, and we listen to ourselves and we go, oh, what, that's not me. I described myself once as, my back is weird or something, and I went... I don't know. It's so self-conscious.
Your fucking back is weird.
Yeah, it's a big fuck. I look like a butternut squash. It's fucking weird, man.
A butternut squash.
Yeah, that's I like the head and the way it moves around. I was like, who's that fucker? That's you. What? You have this vision of yourself when you're up there that you're this suave, cool, and then you think you sound. I sound like I think I do. Sometimes I sound like I'm drunk all the time. I do think.
Do you think so?
I don't know what it is. I sound real. I don't know. I thought I sounded a bit drunk every time. I'm having a laugh about something, I'm kind of like really goofy.
Oh man, listen. The amount of, but I think you have to be self-critical to be a comedian, because like if you're a singer, you just have and you're a big time singer, you've no reaction. It doesn't as a singer, it doesn't matter if people get up and sing or get up and dance or love your music.
Yeah.
It does, I suppose, to a degree, but it kind of doesn't. The show still goes on.
Yeah.
But if nobody's laughing at all, that's the show over. Like, done. Close the door.
Yeah.
Look, thanks. Good night. Balls burst. Go home, lads.
Yeah.
Because nothing's happening.
Yeah.
So you have to be self-critical. And we've all died in our hole enough times to go, I have to appreciate. You can. I don't think you can really get a... There's only a handful of comedians that can get a big head.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And they've built a stardom around themselves where they can't fuck up.
Yeah,
you know
well,
what I mean?
they have. No, but I have watched Tommy Tiernan doing. I remember I was bringing him on once. I don't know, one of the clubs around Dublin. And I was bringing him on, and I brought him on. And for the first 10 minutes, he's living off the energy.
Yeah.
And then he was working on a show. And the next 15 or 20 minutes wasn't. Look, I'll be honest, it wasn't.
I've seen that. Yeah.
6 months later, I think it was the Vodafone or somewhere, I seen him doing a show, and it was like, some of that material was there that was nothing. There was all of a sudden blowing the roof off the place.
But there's a handful of factors too, like, you know what I mean. And sometimes, and I think it was Chris Rock admitted it. He was one of the few big names I've ever seen admit it, that he was sitting around with Ricky Gervais. Used to have these kind of table chats, and he'd have big names like Louis C.K. and Chris Rock. Out of the three of them that were on that day with him, he admitted it. He went, "Oh yeah," like, he goes, "Do you think you can get away with, like, you're perceived as being funnier because of your name now?" He goes, "Oh yeah," like the others were kind of going, "I don't know," but he went, "No, that's absolutely." Yeah. There's times where I've gone, "Jeez, I got away with that." I would not have fucking hope would have gotten away with that back in the day in the club when I was unknown. Yeah, because I had to work so much harder.
Well, that's...
Do you know, they bought a ticket. They bought a ticket for $100 to come see Chris Rock. People are already in a good mood, and they're already going to laugh at you.
And you've like, in fairness, if you put it in perspective, he's worked hard to build a persona. Yeah, where people go, if he says that, does he mean this? Does he mean? Yeah. So they're already. Yeah. So if nobody knows who you are, if you're saying a comment that might mean that, because nobody knows who the fuck you are. Yeah. So it's like, but he says it and everyone's going, "Oh, I see what he's doing there." You know what I mean? There's that.
There's depth to it, because they're going, because I fucking love that guy and I've seen him rock it before so many times. Like, there is time.
Have you done it? What was your worst death?
I've done a couple of weird ones, like where you're going, I think the worst death, and I've had some fucked up gigs, but the worst death, and I've talked about it ad nauseum, as they say, on this podcast. I did a gig for the Guards in the Garda College. Wow! I had no business being there. Oh, nobody knew I was to be there. Oh. It was a night that was set up for this charity giveaway. The boss man had been down from Dublin. All the young cops were there who wanted a drink in the room next door to where I was standing. It was like a 10-foot stage in their hall, no seating. I went on late. Your man brought me on like I was just in the way. Oh. It was just horror show. Nobody wanted to be even in the room with me. And in fairness, there was a few hundred of them. Some of them actually came out, but there was still 50 feet between me and some of these recruits, and they just wanted to get hammered before they had to be in bed for 11:30. Like, I went on at like 11:45. It was just... Oh, man. I could talk way more about the hell I went through inside my head.
The hells are the worst when you do... If you've ever done big Christmas gigs where they decide to have a fucking comedian on, where there's a band, where there's a stage that's 3 feet high, and there's the dance floor is left clear, and there's rows of tables with people walking up and down, getting food, getting fed, getting drinks. They're waiting for the band to come on, or the whoever to come on, and you go up. And I remember getting up and...
Where?
Like,
where was it?
I won't say.
Come on. Where was it? Was it a hotel? Like?
Yeah.
Okay.
Like, I wouldn't mind. I did about 4 in the hotel. Once or twice
Is it near here?
Yeah.
Yeah, I know where it is.
Yeah.
I turned that down last year and pawned it off to
Jesus.
poor old Jim Elliott.
Oh, jeez. He did it 2 years ago. I think
2 years ago.
I did the night after it.
Did you?
Yeah. Oh, man, it was a night. Look, I did well once in that room, right? And it wasn't so busy, and they were waiting on a band, and it was during the Christmas. Then they brought me in for another gig where it was in the restaurant, and that was great. And then I did another gig, and there was a few people in the room, and it was great. And then there was two more. The one 2 years ago, and then the one. Oh man, it's just.
Old ones eating turkey and ham like it.
I know I got people laughing. I got tables laughing, but I mean, there's just so much racket that nobody gives it. And
they're clattering plates, they're chatting away.
There comes a stage where, like, though, as a comedian, you're going, right, what have we got left? 25 minutes into this shit, they said a half an hour. I have 5 minutes left. I'm actually doing this for me now. I want to get to the 30 minutes.
Yeah.
I'm doing it to me, and I'm walking out, and you walk out and you go, doopy-doopy-doo. And I remember walking out, getting the money and going home and just getting into bed, pulling the covers off me, and just before I went to sleep going
wipe it from the hard drive. Yeah. Oh, you like Jesus.
I have a story as well about the time I did it for the Builders.
Let's hear this story. You did a gig for Builders.
Yeah, so I tell this on stage. No, I enhance it on stage.
It's always a good story when you can tell a story about a gig on stage, right?
The one about, I thought you heard it before, where I was getting things thrown at me and getting abuse left, right and centre for all these builders. I was slagging the bollocks out of them. As far as I was concerned, I was winning, but they weren't listening.
Okay.
Right. So I won
was just like the Christmas holiday break or something.
Gee,
like,
yes. And what I was doing is
getting hammered.
20 minutes before the strippers. I'm not joking with you.
The amount of comedy stories have gone. So I went on before the strippers.
Yeah, and then
seriously, there were strippers lined up.
Yeah, they came out. And
was this a pub or
It was upstairs in a pub, and these lads, like, there was no
fucking savages,
no qualms about them. Like, they were all, they were at the bin, and there was two firms, and they were kicking the living shit out of each other all the time and all. They were even having an argument at one stage while I was on stage, and I brought in the strippers and. Because I had to. That was my job.
So I think that's time for the strippers.
Yeah.
Did you do any material before? Like?
Yeah, I was trying my best. I got them laughing, actually. I did get them laughing then for a bit. And then the strippers came along. And then I met one of the... Now, I tell it on stage a bit different. But it did kind of happen. So one of the strippers was there. She did the stripping.
The stripping. You make it sound so sexy, Patser.
And she was... but they dragged the young fella on stage and were doing that. And then she kind of came off in the wings. And I was waiting to introduce the band. Right.
They went for the trifecta.
Yeah, it was always hard. No, it was grand because introduced me. Okay, here's the band. I'm no like that, got paid and but the girl came off, the woman came off, and I just turned around to her and I says, "How are you?" And it was just, and a woman goes, "Hey, Patser." I knew her. I won't get into it.
Fuck off.
I knew her.
She was Irish.
Well, yeah, she was the young. Yeah, I knew her from years ago. And she said, "Oh, how are you?" And then she was doing the stripping. And of course,
man.
She was like,
"You're not related to her, are you?"
No. And she just turned around and said, saying, like, what was it? You're doing this. She goes, very hard. What she said was, very hard job for you because we saw you. It's very hard job because they're all drunk. That's all she said. But what I make the joke I make is that she said, saw you doing your stand-up. Don't know how you do that. Pretty demeaning, because that's essentially...
Have you no self-respect?
That's essentially what she was saying.
Yeah. You just tidied it up.
Comedians, that's what we do. We tweak it.
Oh, yeah.
And then I was going, man, I swear to God, like that. And that has a good story, and there's ones in restaurants where there was a woman going to Jack's. I was put in the middle of, where they take the orders for the food?
Oh, fuck.
Me and Willa, we did it. And they take the orders for the food, so the waiters are coming by you where you're standing doing your stand-up in the middle of...
fuck.
And look, there's loads of these stories at Christmas. There's one after the other.
Anything outside of a comedy club is fair game.
It's just fucking mental, man.
Yeah.
There was one last week I gave the gig to Gar, and he was...
to Gar Murray.
Yeah, and he says, look, you got paid and all well for it. He rang me up, fuck you anyway. I wasn't doing it on purpose. I just thought, I thought it'd be, because your man got me a gig before. It was a bit of a nightmare, but it was grand, and you were able to do it. But apparently, he said to me, he did it out someone's back.
Oh fuck! It was like a private party.
Yeah, out someone's back garden.
I've never done that, and I've never done a wedding.
Oh yeah.
No, I kind of have done the back garden one. I kind of have.
Yeah.
But it was...
I've done one in a house before where it actually went really well. But you know when they go really well, you stood up and it was a big fireplace. And there was all these suits sitting around. And I did jokes for them. And they were grand. And they liked it. And they paid me and I fucked off.
You ran the gauntlet there and got through.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, oh no, it wasn't amazing or anything. It was
but that's amazing that you came out and it was an alright
Oh
gig.
yeah, they all had a gig. Oh, you were very funny. Oh, you were just a dance for me, monkey boy.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you know.
Yeah, I remember a fella saying to me, money isn't an object.
Oh yeah. No way.
I said something ridiculous, and he went, "I'll come back to you." Money clearly was an object because I said a ridiculous number to him.
Yeah.
Like I said, man, there's so many factors that I can't.
Yeah.
I need to just hang my soul out to dry because are you talking about there's going to be like a dozen people in a sitting room? Like, is this what it's going to be like? You know what I mean? Because you don't know. Like,
yeah, I know. Do you know what? There could be these things can sometimes. It's funny because they can sometimes go amazing. You could get a corporate gig, and they'd be brilliant.
I did one. It was a Christmas one for. It was from some small pharmaceutical company. Like there was only about 50 people working, 60 people working it, and it was in a hotel near County Meath. And Totally Wired had said to me, basically, we'll go on. They got me on board, and I thought I was just going to bring the lads on. That was what it was. And I remember we had a shop at the time, and we had this kind of Christmas thing go. I hadn't slept in like 28 hours or something. Yeah. Like I was fucked. And I went to this gig, and I was starting to crack. Because it had been a long week of shit, like, and stuff working. And the next thing, Totally Wired went on stage. They said, we'll go on first and bring you on to do your bit. But we'll do about 20 minutes, and then you do 20 minutes, and then we'll do 20 minutes. The lads went on to death, right? The lads went on 3 minutes in. The lads brought me on, right? So I went on, and you could see the tables. There was, like... The problem with corporates and stuff like that is there's a load of people there who don't fucking want to be there. They haven't chosen to be there. Yeah. And, like, there's a group a group of tables of management over here who all fucking are hated by half the rest of them. And then you've the youngsters who don't, they're all just tweeting or they're on Instagram or whatever.
Yeah.
So I snapped, but not roaring snapped. I just, something went in my brain and I sat down on the edge of the stage to put my head in my hands with the mic. I went, all right. I got to do 25 minutes here. And unless you fucking get on board, I can't tell you what's going to happen, but it's going to be fucking ugly. Can we just do this? Can we get through this together? Can we just get through this? There's going to be some things spoken about that you wouldn't normally talk about, but look, I didn't get a list prior, so we're just going to go through this, okay? And you can see people kind of go, oh, this poor cunt has fucking lost it. But I swear to God, it turned into a savage gig.
Yeah. I think that's the honesty of that.
I genuinely cracked. I didn't crack up and go like vicious with temper, but I just something snapped. Yeah. It was either that or I was going to put down the microphone and just walk away. Yeah. I wasn't even going to do the lads the manners of putting it back in the mic stand. I was just going to put it down on the ground and just fucking walk away.
It's weird because that's something that is in comedians. They want, or people who do stand up or perform. We want to really. We always are trying our best to strive to the best, but when we sometimes let our guard down, people like you for it.
Yeah. It's but I mean also like the audience do have a fucking role to play. Like, and I think people forget that. They're like, tell me a joke. You're like, no, because you're not into it. You need to be into this as much as I am. Yeah. Tell me a joke. No.
I hate smart asses who say things like, tell you it was a joke, tell us a joke. Like, it's like that thing. Everyone who does stand up, you stand up tells a joke. What do you do? Plumber fixes toilet for me.
There you go. Yeah. But I think too, like, audience members are getting fucking bolder too because you're getting cocaine now. A lot of cocaine. I
would, if anybody is listening to this, hopefully there'll be millions of people listening to it.
There's millions.
If there's anyone... Do your cocaine after the comedy, please.
Yeah,
because it ruins the crack for you. The crack for you. Dude, have the comedy crack and then have your crack afterwards. Like, seriously. Why do they do that?
I don't know.
It's weird, isn't it?
I don't know. I mean,
It's like
you can go to, anybody can go to a comedy club with no drink and have a savage night.
Yeah.
So you absolutely don't need drink and coke.
Yeah.
You absolutely
Cocaine won't make... Things aren't funny on cocaine. Look,
No.
I've tried it. They're not... I've tried cocaine. It's... Like, whatever. You do cocaine. Nobody cares. So what? You do your cocaine. Enjoy your life. But it's not for comedy.
No, because it turns you into the biggest cunt in the room.
Yeah.
And everybody else can see you being the biggest cunt in the room.
Oh.
And if it gets pointed out by the fellow with the microphone who has a spotlight on him, now you're turbo the biggest cunt in the room. Like,
so you do as well as I do. I've done a few recently. You do the bingos, don't you?
yeah,
Locos.
the bingo locos, yeah.
I've done a few of them.
Rife.
Right, and there was a fella came up to me at one of the bingo logos the other day, and I mean he was trying to get his jaw around his ear. Will you say happy birthday to somebody? And I'm going.
He's probably after dropping a few pills as well, I suppose.
But maybe, but they can't. Like I think the cocaine can do that to you as well. But well, it has been so long, so I can't remember.
Yours is just high grade stuff.
Yeah, well, when I was in my acting days, you know, and I was getting a few parts, and it was everywhere.
Cocaine.
Yeah, I know, it's a bit crap. Though.
I was in a gig down the country a couple of weeks ago, and there was the lad that was on before me. He's high energy, like, and stuff like that. And he was, but he doesn't have. I suppose he doesn't have the stage maturity to have dealt with the situation. But there's not a lot you could do. Everybody else was. It was a smashing audience. Bar, there was this bloke and his missus sitting with their sides to they were sitting in a front row table, but they were sitting with their sides, their shoulders to the stage, talking to each other as loud as we're talking now, just looking straight at each other. And I'm like, oh, his cunts are coked up. Like, you can just see it from a mile away. And your man was like, is it, what's wrong? What are you doing?
Yeah.
What's up? Because he was mid-flow and he went, whoa, what's up? And your man, without fucking even looking up, he went, yeah. I'm waiting for the fucking comedian to show up.
Oh.
And you're like, and he didn't, like, he dealt with it okay, but he didn't commit fully to murdering this cunt.
Yeah.
Like, I would have penetrated him in front of his girlfriend verbally, like, and then rode him around the room in front of, but he didn't, and it was case in point at the break, the owner came up and went, you're going to have to fucking go. Yeah. You're going to have to go. And as an apology, she turned around and goes, do you want to do a line? I'm really sorry. Do you want to do a line? He goes, no, the line is a line of coke. That's the fucking problem. Yeah. You came from a regular old man's pub across the road after doing coke. Then you come in here to a comedy club. What are you fucking doing? Save your coke. Yeah. When it's a shit night.
Yeah, go.
Save your coke.
Coke for later on. Do it. Nobody cares. Like, do it, but it just doesn't come. It doesn't work with. By the way, when I said I did coke, I did it like twice in my life.
Did you?
Yeah, I'm not a fiend or that. Just because I sounded a bit like there. Well, I've tried it. You know. Yeah. I'm not a fiend. Relax.
You got no benefit from it, did you?
No, it's poxy. It's brutal. I don't like it, but I know lads who are mad about it. But
I've never had a go. I figure at
37,
what's the point in me fucking?
Yeah, it's be proud of yourself. Like, I was very young now. Like,
that's what I mean. If I was very young and I ran across that situation, then okay.
Some fellas are into it. That's the thing. That's cool.
Do you know what?
I'm not criticising you if you're into it. It's your own business.
Coming up in Cork when I was working in Cork for years, and cocaine had kind of died off. Yeah, it was big, and then it skirted away. So really, I missed the boat. Yeah. I don't know would I be bothering me whole with it anyway, because I love a couple of pints. I love pints.
Nice.
Yeah, they're lovely.
You know, I love sometimes now a glass of wine as well. I'm gone.
You're gone right into your wine. Like, you've drank wine at comedy festivals, you wanker, yeah.
Do you know what? I do that just because people pretend. Then you see people looking over. Who's your man with the wine? You know?
He must be a big shot.
A producer or something.
I was steaming up, but I can still remember going to town on you one year at the Vodafone Festival going, Hazza, what the fuck are you doing with the wine? Your teeth were all grey because you've been on it all day as well. You're like, I'll try the fucking glass of two drunk cunts just giving a shit to each other.
I enjoyed them wines that day. I fucking
because they were probably free, were they?
I probably got about 4 free and then a few tokens and then but you can't drink it all night. You had to go on then to the whiskies.
Oh yeah, of course. Yeah. Now you're only a fucking animal to drink wine all night. Yeah.
Oh man, it kills you.
Does it? I just don't like the taste of wine.
Well, red wine. I don't like white wine. I love red wine. Yeah, it was in Australia. I worked in a vineyard in Australia.
So you got to grow for straight from the fuck. So that was
I
probably
kind
good
of
shit
got.
you were
I
getting,
kind
was
of Australia kind of pushes her on you because they have goon over there and it's a grand drink. It's a big carton of fucking wine.
Carton.
A
Classy.
carton of wine. In
What, like-
Fraser Island, I brought a carton of wine. So you drive around these jeeps with loads of mad cunts, and we were like, "Watch out for the jackals! They bite the bollocks off you," or whatever they said. They did.
That sounds like this thing that could be on a sticker in Australia. Mind the jackals, they'll bite the bollocks off.
Yeah, but apparently they go for near your bollocks or something like that to kill you. They go for the jackals.
Did it have jackals or is it dingoes?
Oh, sorry, it is fucking dingoes, isn't it?
I thought jackals were in Africa.
Yeah, you're right. Oh, for fuck's sake. I'm a fuck. You're right.
I haven't
Dingoes. I'm sorry.
Been to fucking
Oh
Australia.
my god, I can't believe I'm
A dingo stole me baby, you know?
Yeah, a dingo. It is a dingo.
Okay,
I'm
right.
sorry. Oh, jeez. How did I fucking make that mistake in me head?
Because you're not David Attenborough.
Yeah. So, well, anyway, I went to Africa and I saw the tigers. No, you didn't. You saw lions in Africa. Because I know that. Tigers are in India and
There you go.
lions are in Africa.
Yeah.
So there, I'm not too bad. But yeah, dingoes. But they bite you.
They bite the bollocks off you.
But I don't know if it's your bollocks. I think it's near below your bollocks.
Oh, probably going for the vein.
A vein in
you'll
your
bleed
leg.
out.
And you bleed out and they'll eat you.
That's a class move.
Yeah.
Why-
But no,
why
I
didn't-
didn't. I seen a load of them and I went over to them and they said, "Don't feed the dingoes." And I said, well, there was one fucker from Leitrim that was with me, and I felt like fucking feeding him to the dingoes because he was got his hands all over me. I was like, "Yeah, get up the bleeding yard." No,
Was he?
Right. I know he was. He was thought he was a smoothie, but he was
You have
all
to remember,
right.
he's only just out of Leitrim, for fuck's
Yeah.
sake. Put him some slack. Fucking hell.
Leitrim, yeah, but we were over there.
They're
and
pushing the wine on you.
So no, I went then and we got a job. I got a job in a country part of. Well, Lisa got the job first, and then I was doing a bit of bricklaying in Perth, and then I went down to her because she was on her own in the middle of nowhere, and I was working so I got a job. We were staying in this place called Rocky Gully. This is near Mount.
Sounds like a boxer.
Now, yeah, it was a town of 60 or 70 people.
A lot of inbreeding in that place.
Yeah.
Did they
I don't
fly in
know.
the whores? Do you know some of these places
No, well,
they
there's
fly in the whores?
There was Mount Barker was about an hour and a half drive. It was so you got the bus to Mount Barker from Perth.
Right.
So I think that was it was about 5 hours. I remember about 5 hours drive.
Right.
Was it 5 hours or 3 hours or something like that? I can't.
I won't
This
put
is
you up on it,
2000.
Patrick.
This is 2007 or something like
Might
that.
be faster now. They might have built a better road.
Yeah, could be. Yeah. But we used to go down there, but what they did, and then I was also spraying blue gums. And I got a job for myself once down there. A fella was sitting in the bar. I used to get all the fuckers into the bar in the hotel. And your woman, you let me stay there because she says, he just brings customers. You know, and Lisa would work behind the bar.
What was your gig? Fucking bringing people to the bar? Or was
Yeah,
that...
but more or less. So we go to work either on a vineyard or spraying blue gum trees. Blue gum trees, what they are is, right, they grow these trees, so they chop them down. As far as I remember what they told me, they chopped the trees down, these big trucks came in, and this big machine took the bark off the trees.
Right.
And then they put the logs onto to the road trains. Road trains are just big truck with
About 5 or 6 trailers.
trailers, right? And they drive them down to Manjimup, is it? I think it was called Manjimup. And they got a boat over to Japan, and Japan made computer chips out of them and sent them back. That's what they did. And that was a massive business.
What fucking bit of the tree were they taking out that they could send it back? Or they sent the trucks back?
No, they sent the wood over to these big boats down in Manjimup. And I think they sliced it all up, shipped it off to Japan, I think it was. And Japan made these computer chips. And then they didn't only ship them back to there, but all over the world. Whatever, computer chips. That's what your man told me.
Out of the timber?
Out of blue gum trees. I heard that's what he told me. I'm not messing. I don't know if this
I'm so glad we don't have a computer open. I just want to believe that story.
Yeah.
That there's shit from trees going into computers.
Computer chips or something like that. Yeah. This is because they're a
Well,
special
fuck me. There's revelations coming out here. Every day's a school day, Patser.
Well, that's what I remember them telling me. And, if someone rings me up and goes, actually, that's not what it is. It's for something else. Well, then someone was winding me fucking up.
There's a load of lads in Australia listening to this. So boys and girls, feel free to put us right. Because right now, I'm believing every word you said. So
Well, I remember that's what they told me, but they are notorious over there for talking bullshit to you, so I don't know, you know what I mean? There was Fella's telling stories, and a fella went missing. He was out his back garden and he was beside a lake. Now I think he
Fucking
said
dingo at the bollocks off him.
no, it was Crocs.
What?
Up in the Northern Territory. He's out his back garden having a beer and a sandwich, yapping the ears off everyone, and everyone's probably half ignoring him. And next of all, he's silent. Where's Bob? Some croc came along, nipped him out of the water.
Fuck.
Shove him under the bleeding rock. That's what they do. They shove him under the rock. They found him under the rock with a beard and a sandwich still in his hand. That's what they do. But apparently that's what the Crocs did. And this Australian fella was telling me.
Fuck Australia for a lot of them things. Like,
oh, the best one. Sorry, the best one was we went kayaking.
right?
Magnetic Island, and we went kayaking. And your man said,
Just couldn't get away from the place.
and I said, yeah, ba-boom. But your man said to me, he goes, Jez, I hope there's no sharks around here. And he goes, oh, don't worry about the sharks. Don't worry about the sharks. No sharks around here. And I said, let us go. And he goes, the crocodiles ate them all. Oh, get me out of this fucking water. Oh, I tell you, Australia is fucking...
Keep you on your toes.
Yeah, it's a mad kip. But it's good, like, you know. The Irish are fucking mad over there as well.
Well, you see, all the wild savages go to Australia.
Yeah, they're
like any fucking headbangers I knew that wanted to leave Ireland.
Yeah,
it was Australia they went to.
Oh,
so
yeah.
I'm just going, what did Australia get from some of these psychos? Like,
I worked 3 days on it. I went to McCoy. It's a mining town, and I went into the bar, and your man said to me in the bar, it was an Irish fella. He goes, "You're here with your girlfriend." Now I was only a young fella. She was only young. He said, "If I was you, they're going to get out of work on Friday. If I was you, I'd bring your missus home. That shower of bastards. Like they're all go out to the strip clubs and all this.
just
It's
fucking gone pure
it's like
savage.
Wild West." But anyway, they were actually fine. They were actually just messers and having a laugh.
Yeah.
And then the fella said to me, "Do you want a job?" And we're looking for electricians. And I said, "Well, I'm not an electrician." Don't mind that. So he brings me down, you know, and he was trying to get me into the mines to work as an electrician. He's with me, you know, some mad fella. Like, we were having points together. Then I'm an electrician. It was about a day, you know, and he said, "You're not an electrician, fuck off." And I was like, "Oh, yeah, no bother." But they paid me. You know what I mean? Give me a bit of work then for a few days, doing, like, just working in the kitchen. Just for the stop. Then I just went working in the kitchen, and then they let me go. I just said,
it does sound like the fucking Wild West, some of them places. Like.
It's mad. Now they have, like, your man said, like, 5 years before, you would have been working in the mine for 3 months before anyone would have known you were an electrician. But they had stuff.
Okay, right. There was
had, by that time, they had shit to, like, it was fucking mad. And I always used to be laughing at cunts, you know. But you'd get a job anywhere. Like, you'd get a job bricklaying with boys. Or you'd get a job. Like, I was driving, you know, it was doing a different job. I was working on a building site in Sydney, and all I was doing on the building site, I don't know how I ended up at this job. The building site. So the building site was up a skyscraper and was like half the skyscraper.
Right.
And they were obviously doing up the offices and stuff. I had the job of the fella in the elevator.
Just
bringing people.
You were the bellboy, basically.
Yeah, but because the elevator was controlled by the electrics or something to do with the building site. I don't know exactly. So I sat in the fucking elevator, bringing people up and down
all day.
It wasn't all day. It was supposed to be. So we started at 6, and we were supposed to be there till about 6 in the morning. Every night, your man said at 11:30, "Go ahead, lads." And we went to the bar, and we got paid for 8 and 9 hours work.
Stop.
I'm not messing. This was like for 4 weeks. This is all the stuff that. This is.
How long did you spend in Australia then?
Well, no, I only spent, like, in Australia, all in all, probably 8 months.
Right.
And then I went travelling around. So it was kind of, like, all this shit happened, but it was quick enough. Like, you know.
Yeah.
So in Sydney, Lisa worked in the hairdressers for a bit as well. And then we just went travelling. I just bought a car. I said, get the fuck out of here. This is like being at home.
Yeah.
So we just travelled up the East Coast and we just did everything. And then we went to Perth. Kind of went down the country then and got a job for about 3 months down there.
Before you texted me this morning saying, I was training the lad this morning. It was obviously boxing training, was it?
Yeah, but your man, well, Robert does train some. My brother is like a trainer, personal trainer, and sometimes he trains lads boxing and stuff like that. Sometimes I'd have a little spar with him. Actually, he didn't turn up today then, so we just did a bit of training. So.
But what?
I'd be a coach in Matthews Boxing Club.
Oh, right, are you?
Yeah.
So when did you start boxing?
The first time I went into a boxing club, I was 5.
Right.
Yeah, but I didn't do it for years then, you just went on a Sunday, but I loved it. And then kind of boxed from when I was 11. The same as, like, I boxed up. My last fight, I think I was 24.
Right.
Yeah, so I had a good few amateur fights.
Fucking hell. So you know everybody, I'd say, in the business, if that's the case. Like,
well, I don't know everyone. Like, I know people. I grew up boxing, I mean, I went to the youths and I represented Ireland. I boxed Andy Lee.
Did you box Andy Lee?
Yeah, Andy Lee beat me in the senior finals in 2000, and before he went to the Olympics, he beat me. Yeah, he bit the shit out of me.
Had you aspirations to make Olympic teams and stuff like that?
Yeah, I wanted to be this, that and the other. But then, I don't know, I got a bit, I suppose what happened with Andy Lee was, after that fight, I kind of got a little bit, I didn't realise it until I look back, but I got a little bit down over it.
Right,
and I kind of lost my confidence and everything like that. Because I thought, like, it wasn't even that, it was, like, he beat me well, and I was getting better and better, and then he kind of beat me well, and he was just at that standard. Now, he went on to be Andy Lee, amazing boxer, so it doesn't matter. So I had probably 10 more fights after that, and I wasn't really winning a lot of them. I was kind of half, I wasn't getting hurt or anything, but I was kind of half, like, shoving fellas off at the shoulder, going, yeah, whatever, you win the decision, I don't care. And I was that's what was happening. And I was going out partying, drinking.
Right,
like any young fella. Same difference. That's what happens.
But that's the fine line, isn't it? Like, say you beat Lee, or you were just at a different stage, because he was obviously just at a different stage and a different standard. Say you'd beaten him, like, or say you just never fought him, you fought a handier fella and you won that one or whatever.
Yeah.
It's funny how an old fucking a fork in the road can happen too, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, I was coming back at one stage, but then I started having problems with my weight. See, when I came back from Australia, I went to America first. I went for fucking New Zealand 4 weeks, America 4 weeks, doing the whole shit. Fucking around. I got very sick in America.
Did you?
Very, very sick. So I got real sick, and I was on this tour bus, I remember, and I was asleep for it all. They was driving us all around the country, all around Vegas and Phoenix, Arizona and LA, and I'm like dying sick. I got to a doctor in San Francisco, and your man said, you got some viral infection. He gave me these antibiotics. That was grand, and I woke up, I was grand. I kind of got better-ish. But when I got home to Ireland, I was in bits. I didn't know what was wrong with me.
Right.
And I went down, and the doctor told me I had a post-viral condition. That some people get a viral condition and then they're fucked. And I went to every doctor. I couldn't get out of bed half the time.
Had you like a tropical disease or something? Had you been bitten by some kind of thing?
One fella said that. Then another fella said, no, it's not that. You can't find that. And then another fella, and you hear all this shit about, what's that one called where people get bitten by ticks or something?
Oh, Lyme's disease.
I said that in a festival one time. I think it was last year in Cork. There was loads of people sitting down in the festival, and some fella shouted at me, and I said, well, the doctors told me to be aware of fellas like you, ticks in the grass.
That's actually quite nice. Yeah. That's a nice one now. I like that one. That's good.
And they all place Gora straight away, you know what I mean? Because it's coming to, there was some people going, what's he talking about? But I could see loads of people Gora, so I was like, I won't explain it, but Playing
to the smart ones.
So highbrow. Very highbrow.
So fucking highbrow.
I thought it was great. So there was that fucking element of it, but I got over that. I started, boxing training started to help me.
Did it?
Yeah, I thought I had fucking arthritis or something. I couldn't get out of bed, I couldn't move, and then I started moving. And after like 2 and 3 months, I couldn't, every time I went jogging, I felt I was on a heart attack, my whole body shut down.
Fuck.
I'm not messing. And I started over, but I just built it back up from boxing, but the only thing was, the only comfort I would get, because I couldn't drink alcohol for ages, and the only comfort I got was eating, so I put on like about 4 stone.
Fuck it.
Yeah. So that was the only... Because I got comfort from eating.
Yeah.
And watching films. So it was like, that was the only thing I could do for a bit.
Yeah.
And then... And it was funny because some fella said to me then once, you want a job for 5 weeks, cash into the hand. I was still getting... I was actually on the sick. And I was like, oh no, I'm sick, I'm not well. Oh, well, it's there if you want to do it. I was like, oh, fuck it, I'll just do it. I'll see if I can do it for a week.
Yeah.
Then I did it for a week. And it was grand. Then I did it for another week. It was grand. Then I ended up getting a job and ended up getting off the fucking thing. And, you know, that was me way back in.
And do you feel like you're back on track now? Like
yeah. Yeah, grand now, yeah.
Well, we can't go anywhere without talking. We haven't even touched on the acting pedigree.
Yeah. Well,
like,
that's...
How did that come about? Like, 'cause your sister's a big name.
Yeah.
Mary, isn't she? Yeah.
Well, my ma... This comes from me ma. My ma started in amateur dramatics when she was younger. And then she threw us all, 4 of us, not us all, into acting. So me, Mary, Jim, my younger brother, and Laura, my sister, my other sister. And she sent us to Diggs Lane acting when we were kids.
Right.
Because she just said, I want you to speak better. Because we were all like, oh, ma!
I want you to speak better.
Oh, yeah. No, well, it didn't work then, right? Fuck off.
Do you know what? You're a fucking bluffer too. Though. There's times when we've been having conversations and all of a sudden your accent will just drop. You don't speak with that strong. Yeah. Yours is more... I think your accent nearly sounds like what... I think a cartoon Dublin person would sound
like from the Dublin, what do you call that fucking, remember the thing, the Christmas.
Oh shit, with all the children and all, and then the God will come, Jesus.
But there's an old Dublin, my dad's family are all real old school Dublin people. They're Dublin as fuck. Me ma's dad's from Sligo, so he's from the west.
Touch of culture in you, so.
Yeah, a little bit.
Where did you grow up?
Balliol.
You grew up in Ballyfermot?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, right, yeah.
I'm a proper Balliol head.
Right.
Yeah. And my man and dad were moved from... Like, they lived in town and in the city centre in Balliol. But they're from Balliol. Like, my dad probably was born... I think he said he was born... His dad's family were from Bachelor's Walk.
Right,
on the Liffey. That's where they were from.
Other than being born in the Liffey, you can't really get more Dublin than that.
Yeah, and then his mum was... both Stony Batter and the Liberties area. I'm not sure if it was the Liberties, but the area somewhere around there. Because she used to go and visit her mum and dad. I can't remember what he said, but she visited her mum and dad. They lived separately or something like that. Back in the day, I don't know what was going on there. Don't care. It's none of my business.
Just the most Dublin people that ever Dublined.
Yeah. And then my ma's family. No, but I think my ma's family were Chapel Izzard and. Like, her mum was Donegal. So my ma can get a fish. She doesn't like fish, but she can get a fish and she can get a fork. And all our sisters can. And they can just gut a fish in a second.
What?
Yeah. From their ma, she's from Killybegs.
Yeah. That'd be real fishing territory. Yeah.
Killybegs are from. The Macaulay's is me ma. Because I went up to Donegal once and I said, I always remember being a kid and my ma would go, I want to see my cousin or something up in Donegal. I was like, what? How do you have a cousin in Donegal? And, you know, and then she'd go off and Sligo and Donegal see our cousins.
Right.
So, it's, yeah. So, I know...
Because I genuinely just thought you were born in a pot of coddle. Like, you know what I mean? Just...
No, big Cull Jimmy, look, you know. But do people say that a lot? Do you know where Culgy and Jackie comes from?
I know Jackie is to do with... They were like they used to salute the fucking Union Jack coming up the Liffey, wasn't it?
And do you know where Culture comes from?
Is it agriculture?
No. Culna tea. If I'm saying that right, Culna tea. How do you say that in Irish again? I fucking have to get better on my Irish. Culna tea meant the servant. So we were both giving each other a stick. Where it comes from is we're both slagging each other off for serving the British. We're the Jack in, so we're waving the Union Jack.
Right.
We're saying to you, no, you are serving them. Culna tea would go in the back. You are serving the British. Right. That's where it comes from.
Jesus.
That's where that comes from. And people never know that. I did a small bit of tour guiding.
Well, I tell you now, this is fucking hell. This is education 101.
I know. I always, like, this is... Nobody knows that. People are like, how do they know? I do wonder why they don't know. Do you know that loads of American slang comes from Irish Gaelic words.
I would think so, like, yeah.
Loads of... Like, is dude... I'm not sure of dude.
I heard dude is. That's. I
yeah.
heard something about dude is something to is an Irish. It's been taken from Irish as well. Like, but sure, I mean the world of like country music is as a result of
Irish, yeah.
Well, especially the Northern Irish going over because they were.
That's the hillbillies.
The hillbillies of King William.
Yeah.
Yes. In the bluegrass
Loads
mountains.
of them. That's kind of weird because loads of them were. They say that, but there was like that is true, but that's not completely. They weren't all followers of William because some of their laws, the laws that why they left Northern Ireland, the penal laws. Some of them were Presbyterians,
right? Yeah.
So they left and they became hillbillies over in fucking. They went up into the middle of
Virginia or whatever.
Yeah, and they started playing banjos and
sleep with their sister.
Yeah.
So tell us your first, because like what most people seem to put on posters and all that is that you've been in Love Hate.
Yeah.
But
I don't think anyone cares anymore.
But should this look? It's out of sight, out of mind. As soon as the thing is gone, it's gone.
Yeah.
Like it was the biggest. It was the only thing beating us on the ratings.
Yeah.
When we were doing Damon Ivor, like.
Yeah.
But it was so massive. But what, like, surely, bit of God, did you do? You did stage first, obviously, did you?
I didn't. No, I did like acting. My sister has an acting school and Visions. I went to that and was with the acting group. When I was younger, I did acting. I remember going to acting. I used to go to soccer practice. I'm getting American now. Soccer training. Soccer practice. Yeah, did you ever hear Americans say that?
Did you take out the trash?
Yeah.
Did you? Yeah.
Or I went on vacation one time. You know, everyone is talking like Americans now. It's weird.
For fuck's sake.
But I used to go soccer and then go down to the boxing club. And my brother, two older brothers, one of them became a professional boxer, Robbie. But he used to say to the other young fellas, Patser's going to do drama now. Do you want to spare them? And they wanted to kill me because I'm doing drama.
What, because you were a bit of a
now
because you're...
No, I think it was when you're a kid. It sounded like something was weak.
Oh, yeah.
You know, you're weak doing that for some reason.
Why do you think I
never could understand it. I didn't get that. But when I was a kid, I was like, what? But it just sounded like you were.
Oh, yeah. Well, I mean, that's why we were sent out to do things like martial arts and you'd play violent games like hurling and stuff like that. Because there wasn't even a mention. Now, I know it's big nowadays. I worked with a lad, good friends with him now, Dale Cronin is his name, and he'd done like the Dance with the Stars and stuff like that. And he played fuck all sports. It was all dancing. And he grew up in South Tipperary. He went, how the fuck did you avoid it? He went, my mother just, and he said I was the only lad in, and he's not effeminate, like he's not he's nothing. He's just a normal young lad who's just shit hot dancer now and makes a very good living because of his dancing. And like as he said himself, he goes, I had the pick of it. Yeah. He says, I was any dance college I went to in the UK then, he says, there was like 500 people in the college and 50 of them were blokes and 49 of them were gay. Yeah. Like, it's the perfect place for a straight, horny young fella to go, like, even if you can't dance a lick. But it just wasn't on the fucking radar. So even, like, the likes of that. And then, and like, I had the acting then, so as a result...
So what happened then once... They brought me in, took a picture of me, these professional shoots when I was a kid.
Not in kinky, like.
And, and they brought me in. I don't know if you remember that movie, The War of the Buttons.
I fucking love that movie.
Okay, so I was supposed to be in that movie.
Oh, man!
I was supposed to... What happened was, I was brought in, they told me, Ma, this is what's going to happen. They kept ringing me, Ma. Mary kept coaching me through the auditions. I must have had about 7 or 8 times got called back. Right. And they were like, we just like him. And then I went in once and there was all these young fellas there. And I was 10 and they were a bit older than me. And they were all there together learning whatever acting group they were in. I wasn't with an acting group. I was kind of on my own. And I just got completely intimidated. And I just threw it out the window. And I remember my mum and dad picking me up in, it's Irish Town, when I was driving home, and I started crying.
They're still all in Irish Town, aren't they? Really?
Yeah, I remember I started crying because I said, that experience is gone now. I was like, that's over for me. I fucked that up. And then I remember then going, I don't want nothing to do with that shit again.
Does it hurt like fuck? Like,
I'd rather get punched in the face and go to a boxing ring. And that's what I thought to myself. And then Mary, of course, was always she was always a star. She used to win singing competitions every week.
Oh right, yeah.
She was, and then she'd be, like Jim and Mary could sing, and I used to say about me and Laura, they'd when my mum and dad was having parties, they'd get to go down and sing. My younger brother and Mary, and they'd get down and sing for everyone and get treats and all. Me and Laura would be on the landing. And they'd be shouting up, you'll just have to go to bed, get used to it, because you'll only have shitty jobs that you have to get up early for.
Get up there, you untalented bastards. Only send down the talented children.
What's your man? You have to remind me of a story by saying talented, right? Do you remember your man? What's the director? If I don't get his name, John. He's the director of the Sing Street.
Oh Jesus!
I know him. He's a very good director. He directed once, didn't he?
Yes. Yeah. Why the fuck can't I remember?
I don't know why I can't remember
somebody
his
roaring
name.
at the podcast here.
I know, yeah. And I can't remember his name, and I know it's like it might as well be to me to Mike Tyson. I know him. I know his name.
Yes. Yeah.
It should be there, and it's just not there, and I'm so fucking embarrassed by it. But I was on a movie with him and Cillian Murphy years ago. My sister Mary was in it, actually. She was kind of in it. But
what movie was it?
It's called On the Edge.
Oh,
right?
yeah,
it was my first ever kind of big film. And I was on that. I just had a line in it. I jump over. There was a real stunt driver and all, right? And he tore the car around the corner. I jump out of the car, and Cillian Murphy says, "Is that your car, lads?" And I said, "That's not my car. I wouldn't drive a car like that. Fucking woman's car." And walk in, right, into the nightclub, right? So that was me lying, and I was waiting, but they brought me up to the set, and I was waiting all night. It's about 16, and waiting for ages to do that part, And you had a trailer with my name on it.
Stop.
Back in the day in Ireland, like in the 90s, it was 99, I think. Fucking, it was loads of money.
That, yeah.
Oh man, everything was. This was around Pimlico, the back of Guinness or somewhere. I can't exactly remember, but they had the street cordoned off and all the rest of it. Anyway. The dinner time came, and he said, "Well, lunch is ready, everybody." So there was a big queue, this big huge catering van.
Yeah.
And I'm queuing up with all the technicians and wardrobe people and whoever else is working, the security, everyone who's working on the film. And the director, that director is walking by, and he just spots me, and he goes, "Is that one of my actors?" And I just looked at it, and he goes, "Come here," and he says. And he just brought and said, "Oh, okay, sorry, John, the fella who was doing the catering. Sorry, just the talent."
I remember hearing that before. Oh my god!
The talent, I need to get the talent their dinner first. So anyway, we went up the stairs. There was a part of the bus up the stairs that had a little, like in a nightclub thing.
A little velvet rope, like
a VIP fucking section, and I'm sitting there on the back, and I'm giving a load in the talent. And I remember talking shy about, because he was really passionate about his movies, and I had seen a documentary recently before that about Once Upon a Time in America, and they were talking about Sergio Leone, and I started giving the spiel of Sergio Leone and all of this.
Jesus.
And it's like characters, and there's another fella eating a sound fella. He was sound, but he was a sound
guy as well. Yeah.
And he was eating his dinner, and and they were all like, "That's an interesting point you have there." And I'm 16, and your man turned around, he'd have a mouth full of peas or something. Turned around and he's like, "Were you watching that documentary the other week on the Sergio Leone?" Caught rapping, I didn't know what I was talking about. But later on, my dad used to do bits of building work and side gates and panel fence and all. I remember going with him, and I was telling him.
Yeah.
And he called me the talent, I was acting a bollocks. And I was working with him. He said, "Here, the talent. Get me the fucking drill, will you?"
That's such an owl for it. Because the first time I ever heard, I don't know what shoot I was on, but I remember, the talent eats first. And I was like, oh, what a disgusting way.
Yeah,
These are talented people. The talent eats.
No, I don't think they do it anymore. It'll be uproar.
I haven't heard it.
And it'll be rightly so.
I remember, but it's... Rory, I think Rory O'Hanlon has a very funny bit about that, like how in Ireland, like you're out like, here, the talent, but he does a bit, and I'm probably half ruined it on him here, but it's just so fucking good. He goes, when you meet an American child goes, "I want to be president of America."
Yeah,
and he goes, "Oh my god, you can totally be, you work hard, you get there, and all the rest of it, you can totally be that. You can be the best you can be. You can be the president." He goes. He says, if I told my parents, he says, they'd call me the president of Ireland, ironically, for the rest of my life.
Oh, Rory O'Hanlon. Yeah, that's very good.
Hey, lads, here's the fucking president. The president of... Hello, your fucking majesty. You know, it's so good. It's so right, though. Fuck you. And then yourself and the brother ended up in Love
Well,
Hate.
he's a good... Listen, come here, I'm going to be honest with you. Mary, Laura and Jim are great actors. I'm probably not the greatest fucking actor. I'm not. You know, too many boxes in the head. So he was in a few things. He was in Adam and Paul. Mary was in that as well. He always kind of just arrived when he wasn't working in the bank. Oh yeah, there's a bit of action going, you know, turn up, you know.
And you rock up and just fucking land it. Yeah.
I know, like even sometimes I was saying to me ma one day, I said, what the fuck are we all doing anyway? Like the Waltons in here. So leave Mary alone, and Mary and Laura, they're the talented. We should be really stepping back. You know, what the fuck, you know, and she's, you know, but anyway, me dad and ma was like, no, we thought like maybe we were gambling, you know. Some people get their kids, like, do you know the way that people say, why don't you become an engineer? And why don't you, like, we all went to school, college, had jobs. We all did all that shit. But, you know, the way, you know, my mummy wanted to finish my degree and whatever, you know. My man was like, in fairness, half the thing is, when you're from Balliol, it's like, you're not on heroin.
You're already off to a good
You're
start.
not a gangster. You're not, you know, that's not too bad. Like, let's be honest about it, you know. There's not police kicking the door down, so it's not that bad. But, you know, she's like, fucking... My ma would say to me, I was like, the amount of jobs I had that I fucked up in. You should just do your comedy. You're only getting in the way of people in jobs. You're only annoying them. No, she'd be only joking. But like, my man, I would give a bollocks what you're doing once you're not.
Once you're not being a bollocks, like, yeah.
You know.
But
at this stage, they couldn't give zero. Like, you're nearly fucking 100.
You're a grown-ass man now.
Yeah, you know, do what you want.
Yeah.
But as a younger fella, you know, things like that. But sure, I was always working, doing shit.
But had you any notion, even being on Love Hate, that it was that big of a thing? Like,
well, I read, well, like I watched the episode. I think I watched the second.
Were you in the Ra or something? In it?
Yeah, Yeah.
So I've never seen you driving on it, because
driving,
it was always on when I was not around. Like, so I don't know. I never watched much telly anyway. I remember watching Purposely for You. And I remember, there's Patser, he's in the Ra class.
Yeah. I'll tell you one thing. It's like you get a little bit of fame. Like, if you ever experienced it, you've experienced it. People knowing you, who you are.
Yeah.
For that one, for a couple of weeks after it was just on, man. Jesus Christ, man. It was like being. I can only imagine what it's like to be a Hollywood star, someone like who's a superstar. But it gives you, I suppose, a spoonful of it. It's mental, like it's like.
Well, I'd imagine, you know, the show is based in Dublin. It's very real, and you live in Dublin, and you are from Dublin. So I can imagine lads were actually probably half thinking you were the real deal, like in a way.
There's fellas who came up to me and told me that they were in the Rat. Like,
really?
I'm in the Rat, and I'm going, well, mate, you know, I'm not too familiar about what our proceedings are, but I heard Rule 101 of the Ra is you don't tell anyone you're
Yeah.
Like, I've had people saying that to me. Now, they could have been full of shit, or maybe they weren't, but like, why the fuck would you think that? I want to know.
You're fucking acting. But I mean, it is what the perception people take, because I remember like people getting disappointed with me when I remember I was in,
because you weren't like, hello.
No, I remember it was so like it's so, like, of all the people that did it that had similar reactions, most people hit it quite well, but they were like, oh I see, and they'd back away because they don't have anything to talk to me about now. But I remember I was in Coyley's one night, and I was there with ourselves, brother, and it was only because it was a handy pub to go into, and it was gone quiet, and we said we were going to watch the rugby match because everybody's up at the stadium, and it was quiet inside there, and it was at half time. I was like, nip into the old Jacks here, whatever. Yeah. And this guy, I'm just washing my hands, and a fella comes in the door. He's like, "No fucking way!" And I went, "Oh yeah." And I was going to leave it at that and just get it. He goes, "Dude, seriously, can I get a fit?" Oh my actual god, that's class. Fucking Torquil. Any chance we fit it? And I went, "Yeah, no bother, lad. Yeah." He goes, "Wait, I need the camera out." And you can tell he went, "Fuck, this guy's." He goes, "So what's the actual deal like?" So you're like, you're not even, you're from like Corley or something? I went, no, way further. I'm not even from Leinster. I'm fucking South Tipperary. fucking as rural as you can get.
Yeah.
He was like, hey, shit, right, yeah. It was pretty much like a guy...
He's disgusted.
That Ra fella, if you said, listen, I'm not... In fact, I don't stand for anything the Ra do, and I'm an actor, so if you don't mind fucking off.
Yeah.
That's how disgusted that lad... This lad was just horrified. You could see it in his face, because he'd about 7 pints on him, I'd say.
Yeah.
So he was steaming enough to be able to articulate but you could see his face went, oh,
yeah.
oh, right.
Oh, no.
Oh.
This is me day, isn't it?
Yeah, fuck, that's ruined it for me now. Patser, this has been a fucking...
Jesus, thanks very much.
It flies by, doesn't it?
Yeah, bleeding waff. I'll be listening back. I'll be fast forward. Oh Jesus!
Not at all. Not
Jesus!
It's
Look
fucking
at
great.
Oh, Jesus.
The thing is, like, you could make... I like to leave a bit of meat on the bone too, because you'd see sometimes there's 2 and 3 hour podcasts, and you could feel if you had, a day to it, you could do a 3 hour podcast.
Yeah.
So it's just nothing. But the thing is, I like to leave a bit of meat on the bone because we'll do it again. Like,
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Fair. Yeah, definitely.
But,
yeah.
I know you're the most anti social media fella in the world.
Oh,
but
yeah, I suppose.
you're playing the Laughter Lounge tonight.
Tonight, yeah.
People want to come see you, so at least tell people where they can follow you,
yeah,
so
I
they'll
suppose,
find the shit out. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
people
'cause you're-
say that. Where the fuck are you playing gigs? Oh, I can't remember.
I like how shit your photographs are too. Like,
Yeah, I'm the
really on
worst.
purpose. You take really shit. I know you do. They're such shit photographs. I'm like, is this fucker really ahead of the trend? They've taken really shitty photos. Maybe he's just a total hipster.
Yeah.
Because then there's the odd video where you start giving out about the world of red squirrels. I remember watching you one day. Going, where are all the ginger squirrels gone? Where the fuck are all the... And I knew where you were even sitting in your car over by the fucking Phoenix Park, and I knew exactly the road Collins is fucking near Collins Park, and I went, yeah, there are loads of squirrels there in the sun. So let people fucking know where they can find you.
I suppose. Well, I am in the Laughter Lounge. I think I'm doing a gig later as well in the International Bar as well.
I'm going to edit this and put it out tomorrow morning. So they'll catch you tonight.
Catch me tonight. Oh, yeah.
Saturday.
Saturday night I'll be in the Laughter Lounge.
I said Saturday like you said Saturday. Now look what you've done to me. Like.
Yeah, Saturday.
No,
well, what do you say? Saturday. I only noticed I don't say the T in it because American was talking to me. You don't say Saturday. I love messing with accents. I'm not great with accents, but I love listening to
it. Just turn the word their T's into D's.
Yeah.
So this is Saturday. And you're like, no, there's a T in there. If you're going to use it, use it. And then you get the Midlands people who don't fucking bother with T's at all. Because they potatoes and computers and
that stuff, that's something that
it fascinates me.
Yeah, where does that come from?
It's
or something.
I don't know.
It's kind of a bit... It's chesty or something.
It's chesty and it's all the time on the front foot. If you think about it in boxing terms, that accent, and North Tipper area as well. And even where I'm from, there's a touch of aggression to it, and I think it's lack of maybe amenities or something down through the centuries. I don't know, but it's this front foot aggressive edge all the time. Like even the women from certain parts of the Midlands will just sound all the time like they're trying to fucking dig you in the fucking mouth and stay the fuck away from me. Where other parts, then you will get the kind of. Look, we're all in the then you get soft as people like getting soft, Johnny Cole.
But what has that got something to do with the landscape?
Oh, it has to be. Like I remember talking with Beck Hill, an Australian comedian. We drove for fucking hours together down to Kilkenny and back up from Kilkenny to 2 festivals we did in the one day. And we were talking about accents, and she was just fascinated about mine, why mine doesn't sound like any other person she'd met from Dublin. I went, what? Because for such a small country, such a variance of accents, like in Australia, they just talk pretty much fucking Australian. It just gets a bit fucking sloppier when you get to Melbourne. But then you go to places like Alice Springs where they took really high on mouth. And I was saying, why is that? She goes, I swear to God, it's been studied, and they reckon over hundreds and hundreds of years of white people living there, that they speak like that now. It's a fashion to speak like that, so which a fashion to speak, I suppose, is an accent. Because the fucking flies be flying into your mouth.
Flying into your mouth, yeah. I was there. I remember them. You had to wear nets on your face.
But you didn't have nets fucking 50 or 60 years ago. So their accent fucking became fucking cloudy mouthy. So
cloudy mouthy? That's very good.
That's the official term for clouds. I'm fascinated by accent. And that'll be all on the next podcast, myself and Patser.
No problem. Yeah.
Patser Murray, it's been a fucking pleasure. Thank you very much,
Tom.
And my thanks to Patser. Good on you. So like I said, if you want to follow him, I don't think Patser's overly bothered if you follow him or not, but you do have to go see him. He's such a good stand-up. Again, thank you very much to everybody for listening. So don't forget to subscribe, rate, give us a rating. I think it's Apple you can rate on. Maybe you can rate on some of the other ones, but if you're listening on Apple, give it a rating. And none of that 4 or 3 star shit. Give it 5 stars or don't give it anything at all. No good to me. No good to anybody. So, also share. That's the main thing. Take a screenshot, put it up on your Instagram, or put it up on your fucking chatty snaps, and just go for it. It shares out the podcast. So if you want to follow me and tag me in it, more power to you. Follow me, Tom O'Mahony Comedy. Will find it on every platform, bar Chatty Snaps, which is Tom Bear O'Mahony. Other than that, go on away and enjoy the rest of the weekend. Or if this is Monday, enjoy the shit out of your Monday as best you can. Right, thanks very much, and I'll talk to you again on Tuesday.